Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am Shannon Bobo, and you are watching At Home with Shannon Bobo. You are watching At Home with Shannon Bobo, a show that started because of one of those 30-day challenges. And I'm so grateful and thankful for my Heart Map Soul family that encouraged us to do our own individual 30-day challenges. And mine was to create a show that's 30 days that's helping people through this thing called COVID-19 and through this thing called being locked up. We're all in jail, guys. Like we're it's a peaceful jail, but we are in fact in prison. So I'm so grateful and so thankful. Today is Woo Woo Wednesday. Woo Woo Wednesday is when I honor some the witchiness within me and the witchy. One of my favorite witches, and I don't even know if she's considered a witch, but I consider her one. She's one of my guides, and her name is Oshun. Oshun is the goddess of love and beauty and tranquility. And that's our topic today, love and beauty. We always talk about how to take care of ourselves on the inside while we're going through COVID. But today we're going to talk about things to help us with the outside of our body, our summer look. Even if we're going to be masked, we still get this part to shape up and make sure we look good. From here down, we don't have to worry about it. Ladies, you can do your mustaches, your beards. It doesn't matter because they can only see us from here up anyway, right? Am I right? Um, so yes, I did wear this gold sparkling thing today, and it's mainly for two reasons. One of my soul family members turned 50, so it's his golden birthday, so I chose to wear gold. And gold yellow is also the color of Oshun. That's the goddess of love and beauty. She's a Yoruba goddess, and she represents so many amazing things: love, beauty, tranquility, peace. I mean, she's just amazing. Again, she's been translated as an Orisha deity as well, but she had to first go from Africa, and then she got shipped over, and then all of a sudden she became light skinned and Cuban somehow. But Oshun is the goddess that Beyonce talked about on her Lemonade video. So she was made very, very popular. Remember, if you guys are familiar with the Lemonade video, she had in one of her music videos, she was wearing all yellow and she was coming up from the river or from the just complete all water. Oshun is a water goddess, and she's very feminine and resides in the rivers of the world and the hearts of so many people who call onto her. So a lot of people started using Oshun as their guides after Beyonce made her super popular. But she's been popular for so long, and she's part of seven other African powers. There's I'm not going to name all of them, but one of them is Yemaya, who's also pretty famous. Shango, Ogun, Oya, Obatala, Elugo. I'm not going to name all of them, but that's pretty. Just look up Oshun. So she's my first woo woo. She's my featured woo woo goddess this week. Well, I'm taking back the word woo woo. My partner was just saying, he's like, wow, I love the way you're just accepting and receiving the fact that so many people consider woo woo negative and spiritual. Like, who do you think you are? Like that sort of energy. But I'm taking woo woo back. And I'm also so grateful and so thankful to let you know that I have a guest. She's a celebrity hairstylist and makeup artist. So, she owns her own salon, and she's in quarantine as well. And she's going to give us techniques and advice on how to stay beautiful and how to take care of our skin and take care of ourselves while we're going through quarantine. Again, I'm always talking about how to take care of what's going on within. And I'm so grateful to have Jainie Diaz on with us in just a little while to go over what you can do to make sure you stay good and stay beautiful. And it's so funny. Oshun has been one of my guides, and it kind of like showed up for me so beautifully. Oshun. So everything just is in so in alignment from how I found the love of my life. I turned to Oshun as my guide in order to help me. Here's Oshun Instagram, and here's Oshun Facebook and YouTube later, because YouTube, this is going to be on YouTube as well. And I always feature crystals of the day to help whatever the topic is that we're talking about. And today's crystals are all about celebrating the love that you are and trusting this love that you are. Like, no kidding. Those crystals that I recommend is part of 4 of the 5 crystals that I always say to get no matter what. And this is love. This is taking care of yourself. This is abundance. This is the crystals of fertility. So a quartz, a citrine crystal, a rose quartz crystal, and an amethyst. Those are the crystals, and it's on the bottom scroll if you look at YouTube later, so you don't have to write anything down. It's all available to you. Subscribe to my channel. I will have time to read a few cards today, on top of having my guests. But if you would like a card read, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just trying to get those numbers up. That's part of doing social media shows. Like you have to keep with the times and keep up with the kids. I'm like, oh, this is so much work, but it's so worth it in the end. I'm so grateful and so thankful to be able to experience this with you. And thank you so much for being on this show and watching us today. Again, our topic is on love and beauty. For many weeks, I've been doing a show now for 7 weeks straight. We always talk about how to take care of our insides. And I'm so grateful and thankful to have someone tell us what the inside outside looks like. Like whatever we feeling on the inside, we can reveal it on the outside. Oh, she's looking gorgeous too. She's coming up very, very soon. I got Jainie here. Yeah, she's just making sure her camera is angled right. And I can't wait till she gives us some tips. So are you ready to come on, Jainie? Yes, is that a yes? I can't hear you. I think you may be muted, but we'll get you all set up in just a second. It's a possibility that you're muted, but I'll get her in the stream in just a second while we fix that. So Jainie is amazing. She's a dear friend of mine. And she's so let me just see, what did I just do? Yes. So I met her through one of my soul sisters. She's a beautiful woman, and I'm so grateful to have her on here. I met her through Cynthia, and can you hear me now, Jainie? Yes, I'm having trouble hearing you. Yes, we'll sort it out. Let's see. I have my full. Yes. Let's see. I'm just trying to sort out how to get you. You guys, technical difficulties sometimes happen. So here, hang on just a second. Let's try to get you, Jainie. I want to let's see, audio. Let's see. So we're working on the sound right now for Jainie. So Jainie, just keep trying to just say hello. For some reason, I just can't hear you. It's the first time this has happened. You know, this is what happens when you have Instagram live shows. Can you hear me, Jainie? Can you hear me? We'll sort it out. But in the meantime, I'll wait till we get some sound on her. But in the meantime, I'm so grateful to be doing a show like this where we get to honor each other and just say what we're each doing while we're under quarantine. Again, today is all about love and beauty. And it's WooWoo Wednesday. So we're celebrating Oshun, the goddess of love and beauty. And then I have this amazing celebrity hairstylist who's going to be on in just a second. Now, if you want to check out the split screen, you have to go on Facebook Live. But I also do this on Instagram to get people to get over on Facebook. But you'll be able to hear Jainie in just a second. Jainie, can you just speak, Jainie? Let me just try to get her attention. This is what happens when you have technology. Like, this is all new to everybody. But just be patient with us and do it. So yes, it's WooWoo Wednesday, and I'm so excited to have Jainie Diaz, a celebrity hairstylist and makeup artist. So nothing. So no, I don't want to do that. Nothing. Okay. Just let's see. I'm gonna try to get her to. As soon as I'll try to get her on as soon as possible. Jainie, can you hear me now? Jainie. See, this is why we have to do tests. This was almost perfect. Here, hang on just one quick second. Hopefully you guys can still see me. I'm gonna try to tell her to come back and go back in. Yes. We'll get her on in just a second, guys. Thank you so much for your patience while we go through this. This is technology, and sometimes this happens. So so just bear with us. bear with us. Hopefully, oh, now I lost people on Instagram. So, but we'll get it together. So, in the meantime, in between time, a little bit more about Oshun. Again, she's the goddess of love and beauty and fertility. People call onto her when they're looking for someone to help them with childbirth or getting pregnant, or um, just all sorts of things to find the love, to find the one who is the one. You reach out to Oshun, and she's always considered super beautiful, and she was one of the deities that was said to have walked on the planet before. So, and I love her because she's equipped with real emotions. So they said that she could get jealous and she could have her moment where where she could just let people know. It's so funny. So she's not one of those nice deities where all is well no matter what. Nuh-uh. She'll let you know if you piss her off. And I kind of like the thought form surrounding Oshun, and it's very similar to how I am in being. In fact, I discovered Oshun when I was first really delving into all of what we call my woo woo stuff. When I was first doing my woo woo, I like it. I like when people call it woo woo. It's not derogatory to me. So I'm like, I know who I am in being, and I know what's up, and I know that all it is coming from love, and we just look for the deities, the goddesses, the gods to give us advice, to give us knowing. There's all world thoughts that definitely needs to be like understood or just basically accepted for everyone. And hopefully I'll get Jainie back again. She's just testing out her equipment to see what's going on, and hopefully we can get her right back. But a little bit more about Oshun while we wait for her, and thank you so much for your patience. Oshun is commonly known as the goddess of the river or an Orisha goddess, but from the Yoruba religion, and it's typically associated with water, fertility, love, and sensuality. She's considered one of the most powerful Orishas. I've heard so many stories about Oshun that just so beautiful and so amazing. Like at first, there's mostly with those seven gods, those seven Yoruba gods that I mentioned. One of them is there's only one other female, but Oshun was considered one of the top females as well. Her sister is Yemaya. Yemaya is a very popular goddess. She's the goddess of the ocean. So I remember this story that was once told to me about Oshun, about how the men in the group were saying, we don't really need Oshun. Like, what is she doing? She's not, all she does is just sit around and she doesn't do anything. So Oshun left, and she just went and hung out at the moon by herself and just didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, the people experience lack of water, lack of food, lack of nutrients, lack of basic needs. Everybody who needed to do certain work just couldn't do it, because turns out Oshun, who's a moon goddess, was also controlling the river flow, and they needed the water, they needed the ocean for replenishment for people to eat. Now, I know this sounds really deep, but it's like, hey, this is one way people think of how the rivers and the oceans and how deeply connected we each are to our planet, and how we need to take care of Mother Earth. So Shun just went out and hung out at the moon by herself. She's just like, okay, y'all don't need me. You don't see what I was doing, so I'll just go. And then what she was doing was receiving, and with her receiving of all the other gifts that the other gods gave her, she was also giving. She was giving them nurturing facts by offering water and offering um, everything that the moon controls. So it's so beautiful. They were like, okay, Oshun, we need you again. I'm like, come back, lady, come back. So Oshun came back, and now we have they celebrate her worldwide in September and different dates. Like, it just depends, and there's a little space in Africa where people go to honor her. So that's just a little bit about Oshun. Again, she was made very popular because of Beyonce and her Lemonade video that came out about 4 years ago, where emerges from the water wearing all yellow. She was inviting and letting us in on a little bit of a secret that many people have known for a long time, but the beauty and the strength of the goddesses like Oshun. And it's again, I love Oshun because again, she's all about receiving, and in your power of being vulnerable and receiving is and being in your divine feminine is where we can get all our strength. I love it when everyone, you don't need to be a woman in order to be in your divine feminine and your divine beauty. Every man, oh, thank you, Mari. That's one of my guides. My guide is absolutely Oshun. She's one of my many guides, one of my main guides, and this is Oshun here. And again, I am so grateful and thankful to have. We're talking about love and beauty. It's Woo Woo Wednesday, and so I had to honor a little bit Oshun here. And then we had a bit of technical difficulties, but I'm going to get Jainie here on in a second. So she's a beauty expert. She's a stylist, a hairstylist, and makeup artist to the stars. And can we hear you now, Jainie? I think we she's trying so hard. We're gonna get this. This is gonna happen. So this is totally gonna happen because it fits in perfectly with what the first goddess that I wanted to honor. And again, that's the reason why I'm wearing the gold. One of my really good friends, one of my soul family members turned 50, and we do a daily meditation call. And so I wore gold to celebrate his golden birthday. 50 years is gold, guys. I mean, we're blessed on this planet. We're in our society right now, which is completely shifting. We honor and we have more joy and peace regarding youthfulness. Like everybody wants to be younger. That's considered beautiful. But we're moving to the time where we start looking at the wise ones and start accepting the fact that wise ones are incredibly important to us, and it's so necessary. So it's so beautiful. So being 50 means that that's how many times around the sun that you've been able to experience. Imagine that, how many moons there were that you experienced all the time around the planet, like all the experiences we get as becoming a wise one. And it's like I wouldn't trade. Sometimes when people say if I could do things all over again, would I? I love that question. Because most people say, nope, I wouldn't change a thing. I agree with that only to a certain extent. If it didn't have to change the outcome, because I absolutely love where I am now, I wouldn't. If it changed the outcome, then I wouldn't change anything. But if it didn't change, I hope you know what I'm understanding. Let me break it down for you. If I get the same life that I have right now, I truly accept it all. Then I will change a few things. Let's just put it that way. But if it affects where I am now in my life and in my consciousness, then I absolutely won't change it. And I hope I'm making sense. In my head, it makes sense. So I'm like, I like where I am. I mean, there's still some ways to go. There's still some more intentions that I've set to experience in my life. But for the most part, I love where I am right now. I have the most amazing partner. He's the kindest man I've ever known in my entire life. And he lives in his heart and he comes from his heart. And it's so sweet. And he embodies everything that I was looking for when I set my intentions for my divine partner. I just kept feeling into knowing that that I can experience the love that I am and the love that I've always shared. And then all of a sudden, this person who's so magnificent showed up. He's light of heart. He's light of energy. He's kind. He's loving. He's everything to everybody. He's helping my friends, and he's just very generous with his energy and his resources too. And I'm so grateful to have a partner like that. That's powerful. That's intentional, conscious manifestation where you could just feel it. Because I remember thinking after my last partner, I was just like, I deserve someone who's going to mirror back the love that I've always shared with everyone. I deserve that. And then it couldn't help but a person who's in their divine order and alignment to show up. So when we start making intentional, conscious decision about what we're going to manifest, that's when it starts showing up. And it's amazing watching it show up. And you can't outgive God. So it's like whenever you're feeling any lack or limitation or anything like that, the first thing I recommend, go donate. And if you ain't got nothing to donate, everybody got something to donate. If you ain't got money to donate, okay, cool. But what about look in your closet? There's something that you no longer wear, even if it's something that you love, but we all got something that we no longer wear that we probably like a lot, but we don't wear it anymore. And I do know for sure that even though some of the Goodwills and everything like that is closed, and homeless shelters, which are still feeding people, they do need clothes, they do need things to wear, they do need warmth like gloves, and if you want to tap into my inbox later, give me information. We will physically go and pick it up. Even if you don't want me to know where you live, that's fine. Leave it on the corner. I'll pick it up. I'm not afraid of, like, I'll wear gloves, whatever. But I know a place where they're accepting clothes like gloves and things like that for people. Like, of course, they spray it down and then they give it to people who really need it. And Alan Boss says young people don't respect old people enough. He's right, which is unfortunate. But those are the wise ones. Those are the ones that are bringing us home. Those are the ones that have experienced things that turn to them for answers. I've been looking to my parents quite a bit lately because I'm like, I really want to know, and it may have something to do with the fact that I'm recently married, so I'm feeling very connected to family and life and home and energy. So it could be tied to that. I'm so thankful to my dad and my mom. Like, the more and more I learn about them, I learn from exactly what space they came from in Africa. I learned some amazing things about my mother that I never knew before. And they're 60, they're in their 60s now. And they had children young, they were married young, they're no longer together, but they still love and respect each other. And their experiences is what brought them to where they are now. So anyway, this I was really hoping to get Jainie on, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on. There's something with the technical difficulties, but I'm going to just keep things rolling. Again, today is the topic of love and beauty, and it's Woo Woo Wednesday. And someone asked on the Instagram feed, "What is woo woo?" And I would say it's kind of the derogatory term. This is my definition of it. It's a derogatory term that people give to people like me who because I respect and love all religion because I think it all brings us back to our heart and to our knowing. Yeah, yes, yes, I hear her. So I'm so excited to have Janie on. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce her again, and I'll be able to edit this a little bit later to like get a better clip for you, Janie, because I just started. I was like, okay, we'll just riff on more of what's going on. So without further ado, I have this amazing, beautiful woman named Jainie Diaz. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She does, oh my God, stylist. You've gotten so many people red carpet ready. I mean, just all the things that you're up to was just amazing. So just tell us a little bit about you. And again, the subject is on love and beauty. Is Woo Woo Wednesday. I chose the goddess Oshun, who's the goddess of love and beauty. And I know she's also Cuban, but she's also African. She's a lot of different
Yes.
things. So Jenny, please explain to us.
Yes.
Tell us about you. Just I want to know
Well,
everything.
yes. Oh, thanks, guys, and thanks, Shannon. I love you. So guys, I'm a third generation hairstylist, and this is arts runs in my family, and it's interesting how the arts runs in my family all connect to helping people feel good, helping people look good, helping people listen to good music. So I moved to LA to do exactly that, and um, I've been so blessed to finally take that leap out on faith and make that move and just really go hard and work hard and market myself and take care of people and
Yes.
take care of their friends and their loved ones. So it's all a cycle. It's all
All insightful. And it's so funny because on this show, we talk about how to find love within. And then I'm so grateful. I'm like, you can't, it has to start within. And then you specialize on reflecting that beauty outside. So, I mean, again, I would love to know, um, just so we can all experience, like, any
yeah.
advice you have for people who are experienced going through COVID, and still want to look good, or at least I'm like, the summertime is coming up. I know we're wearing our masks, so we still can look good from here up, and then
That's
also
right.
hair care, all of that.
That's because you're such a brilliant woman, that's an amazing question. Everybody wants to feel good even during a pandemic, and yes, you can. But the first thing we have to know, everyone, is that um, feeling good starts with self-love. Self-love then transcends to self-care, because if you find within yourself to love yourself, you will then find the ways to take care of yourself. We always are taught to protect others, wear the mask, protect other people, protect your kids, protect your family. But we never take the time, even before the pandemic, to sometimes have a me day or a love yourself day or pat yourself on the back day, you know? So I think that is healthy, it's important, and we don't really emphasize much on self-care, self-love. And it's needed. It's needed. It's needed.
Yes, and it's not only about just also what we're feeding ourselves, like what we're feeding ourselves emotionally, mentally, and also what we're literally putting in our mouths. Like just
Yeah.
being conscious about everything, about what we put on our skin, what we put in our hair, how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. Because just like Oshun, the moon goddess of water, we're 70% water. So imagine what you put in your body. Would you throw that into the ocean?
Yes, ma'am. I
I
received
bet.
that.
Oh, I bet a lot of people would change how they eat and everything if they just thought. And imagine if you like what you tell yourself sometimes. Would you say those things to a newborn child? I mean, will we? Probably not. So it's like self care is all about not only how we feed ourselves and treat ourselves, but how we are like how we protect ourselves, how we love on ourselves. So, like, what advice do you? What general advice do you give to your followers and your fans about basic stuff and I know they can follow you. I need to make sure I
Right.
put your Instagram on here because she's very helpful, and you're still able to give consultations and things like that. Correct?
Oh,
Like, what is it about?
oh,
Okay.
yes. I've, one thing that's I think helped me be successful is, a lot of times I've had the opportunities with nonprofit organizations, talked to a lot of children, gone to high schools, and try to give advice as well to children about the same topic. And I think that what happens is we times when we finally have that me day, then we want to rush through it. You know, um, everything's a rush, 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 rush. I think that if we take time and accept that moment that's to heal us, I think that we'll feel more reward. Um,
Yeah.
one of my advices is, now that we're in quarantine, now that we're, slowly opening up, like they said, take the time and connect with maybe Earth. You know,
Yes.
don't
Yes.
have to go on a walk, get around a bunch of people. If you have a tree outside of your apartment, or if you have a backyard, front yard, go outside and just feel it, feel the energy.
Yes.
Start that way, and all that happy thoughts and happy feelings, once the sun hits you, or if you're, depending on where you're at, just whatever it is, just connect with Earth. We don't do that. We're always connecting on technology.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's what's like can brainwash you, make you realize there's other ways to connect.
Yeah, and especially this thing called comparison. Sometimes people will just stroll through Instagram or Facebook and they start comparing themselves to other people. And I'm like, oftentimes, everyone, I was going to say ladies, but I'm going to say everyone, is that remember, those are filters. Those aren't real. That's how they felt in a moment. That's what they were going on. You don't know what's going on. It took them 1 second, 30 seconds to post something. You don't know what's going on the rest of the 24 hours, 59 minutes and 30 seconds, 23 hours, 59 minutes and 30 seconds of their day. You do not know. So comparison is one of it's basically like a hate crime against yourself. That's what comparison is. You cannot, no one, we have a mutual friend in common. That's how I met Jainie, is Cynthia Kirchner. One of my favorite quotes that she always says is that we're not, no one's better than the other. We're just different. So it's like it doesn't mean anything, and we're coming to the time where the things that we thought was once important just simply doesn't matter anymore. We have you upside down right
Wait,
now, but it's okay.
I'm obviously in the beauty industry, not tech. Okay.
All right. I mean, it took me a minute too. I was like, I was like,
Oh,
oh my God, we're having technical difficulties getting Jainie on, but we're going to get her on. But I just thought it was so important, especially for the first Woo Woo Wednesday, where I'm featuring Oshun.
whoop, whoop.
Oshun, you know Oshun. What do you know about Oshun?
Oh my God. So, this is a very beautiful story actually. Where, you know, Africans, you know, primarily from the West, this is a spiritual God, and where it's the one of the things we could bring when we were literally shipped to the Caribbean. And for example, when the Spaniards, um, you know, came to conquer Cuba, they imposed Christianity and Catholic to us. So
Yeah.
what we did was we embraced our gods and somehow infused it with the Christianity. So it's almost like that's our God, but then it's still a saint. We kind of
Yes.
somehow
Exactly.
made it one, which is still beautiful because at the end of the
So
day,
beautiful.
it's a way to believe and empower yourself. No matter where you end up going in life, if you have belief, so doesn't mean you have to believe in Ochun, and it doesn't mean you have to believe in Christianity, but I think that the underlining, point of it was mainly to stay strong and believe
Yes.
that
Yes.
the good will
And
come.
keeping some culture. Because
Yes,
it's like
yes,
that's one thing that these deities represent is culture. So
yes.
you never got to
Culture.
release it. Right behind me, there's a mask, and that's Ishu. That's one
Oh,
of her brothers.
yes, that's
Yes, and I was so drawn to that, and I consider him one of my guides as well. So
yes,
he's one of my male guides, and he like protects. And it's
yes,
so funny because like the minute that I put him up, somebody who needed to go away in my life went away like that. It was like I got my power back with it because he
that's
was he was almost scared of that mask. He's like, "What the hell is that?" And I
right.
said, "Oh, that's a mask that I got when I was in Cuba." And I just felt so drawn to it, and I had no idea why. So I was in Cuba. This is how I discovered Oshun too, by the way. So I was in Cuba in 2015, and then I just felt such a call to get there. I felt such a call. It's like no kidding. When I was there, everyone thought that I was Cuban, and then like so
Yeah,
we had a lot of Cuban come up to me and they just started speaking Spanish to me, and I was like, got the wrong sister. And I was
yeah,
with other people. They didn't think they were Cuban. They just thought I was Cuban. And then I just felt this huge connection to when I found out when I was drawn to Oshun and Shango, and then, like 6 months later, all of a sudden, no, about a year later, that's when Beyonce came out with Lemonade. And immediately, when she came out of the water with the yellow, I was like, that's Oshun. I was like,
yeah.
she's embodying Oshun right now. And I just learned so much about Oshun through Cuba, but it goes all the way back to Africa.
Goes all the way
So
back.
while the slaves were brought, they were dropped off in the Caribbean, they were dropped off in the Americas. All while this was happening, a bit of the tradition never died. It still gets passed down from generation to generation. And it's some things that I do, I'll find out that Oshun kind of like embodies that too. And I'm like, oh, like this is,
Yes,
it's so beautiful to watch how there's an innate quality that never got washed with our transit, I should say, with our
that's
and it's
right.
amazing what humans do to each other and what we learn from it.
Yes, it definitely, it's people don't realize that all those prayers from our ancestors, all those beautiful prayers and blessings is happening before us every day. Every day we have more opportunity. Every day we have more to people can hear our voices. People can learn more about cultures they've never learned before. So it's
Yes.
all connected. We don't realize that this started centuries ago, you know,
Yes.
and we're getting to
Oh, I
finally
got
be
chills.
free and live it.
Mm. Yeah, I got such chills right now just hearing your voice.
I'm telling you, sis. I'm telling you, sis. This is a beautiful place to be in life. Is when I tell people that look at the bright side. This is a way that we, during this time, everyone has found. connect, to maybe get closer to their inner selves, maybe fight off some vices, maybe,
Yes.
this is a healing situation. This is a time to reset yourself.
It's
And
a gift. Whatever's seeming
yeah,
problem, there's always a gift. Just keep looking for the gifts. Like every single day, I'm faced with something new that usually would have freaked me out. But now I'm just like, oh, where's the gift? I'm like, oh, this is new. Where's the gift? Where's the gift? And I mean, I have some things going on in my personal life that will freak the normal person out. But I'm like, there's a gift in here somewhere. And I'm just looking for my gift. And
yeah,
every morning I wake up and I say, God, how can I serve? And I'm so grateful that I get to serve in this way by the sharing information, bringing amazing people, amazing souls like you, Jainie, to life, to like a new platform. Like, like a lot of people that know me doesn't know you or know what you're capable of and what you can do.
yeah,
Um,
yes.
I'm so
You're
grateful that
right.
you're taking the time out to be with me and
Exactly.
us.
And exactly, when if and you know this, Shannon, whenever there's an opportunity for me to shed some light, or to um you know show some love and TLC, I'll do it. I'm very private, guys. I'm more of that private stylist. I'm not looks. I'm behind a lot of people's color, and you
And
name.
you're beautiful, which is
God
always
bless you.
amazes me. I'm like, when I first met you, I was like, Cynthia was like, oh, that's Jainie. She's like, that's my friend Jainie. And she also gets me ready for the red carpet. We have a supermodel friend in common. And that's what she's so lovely. We both love Cynthia. She's so amazing. And I know you guys just filmed a show together, Jainie's Beauty. And what's the name of it?
Okay, so it's a summer look that we created for. It's the Damon Dash. I think it should be sometime on his app. I think
Network.
a
Hmm.
network. Yeah, and so it was basically just showing you how to create a really quick and simple summer glow, guys. And so I'd love to like give you tips and show you how you can 5 minutes change your literally your mood.
Yes.
I'm telling you, self care, guys. Oh, it to me is one of the best drugs out there. I
Yes,
mean,
it is.
take
Because
that.
there's nothing in the world.
Yeah, and even for the men need it too. Not only women,
Yes.
take that extra minute in
What
your.
is that called in the industry when
Uh,
male grooming
Correct.
by? That's what they call it, grooming by.
The next time you put your moisturizer on, don't just slather it on. Take your time and rub yourself and love yourself, and feel your
Yeah.
feel like get into the moment and feel good, because a lot of times we're just rush 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 rush. Doesn't work like that.
No, it does not.
No.
It's so important to just love ourselves. It's so, I mean, because this is at the end of the day, this is the only body, no matter what you do to it. I saw a girl with some butt implants the other day, and it made me uncomfortable. I was like, wait, I was like, am I turned on? Like, I don't know. Like, I was so confused, but it looked hot. And I was just like, okay, that's what she needed to do in order to feel her divinity. Good for her. And it's just like, I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. I think every once in a while I'll get a flash of her butt, and I'm just thinking it made me uncomfortable. And me and my husband both looked back, and I wasn't even mad at him for looking back. I was like, I'm looking too. We're like, damn. But I was like, good for she was a
Where
skinny little white girl with the perfect Brazilian butt. I don't know what people are doing now since everything's shut down. They can't go to Colombia or Brazil to get their butts done right now.
well, guess what, Shannon? You actually maybe made her life that day, because if you go and put a piece on that makes you feel good, I'm assuming you're doing it for people to look. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
hope
Yeah,
so.
and it's like
Take
everything we do. I always like to this thought that we're all lampshades, that we're all in these flesh suits, and what how we choose to dress our bodies up. Like I wear wigs, I wear my natural sometime. I wear this gold shirt because it represents Oshun, and it also is the first WooWoo Wednesday. And it was a friend of mine who my soul family. It was his 50th birthday, so I have double reasons to wear this gold today. I was like, I want to wear. I'm doing this from home. I'm going to be working from home after this. But I was just like, I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to dress up. I'm still going to show up. And and it feels really, really good. Even days where I'm not recording, I still kind of fix myself up a little bit so I can feel good about. And it's not about pleasing other people, and then it's not about looking good for anyone else. I don't give a. I can give a flippity flip what
Exactly.
anyone thinks of me. I'm
Yeah,
like, this makes me feel good, so here I am.
that's right. And it's so crazy because I don't know what it is. Lately, I've been on like this connecting everything with like Earth situation.
Hmm.
And I'm feeling you, sister, because guess what? Be your inner lion, be your inner power, be your inner Ochun, be that queen. Like in your space, own it. Like, we're so worried, like saying about what everyone else is doing when build your queendom. What makes you feel sensational or kingdom, do it. Do it.
Exactly. And
Do
I'm
it.
really feeling this ocean and river feeling tone. Like again, Yamaya is the goddess of the ocean, and then Oshun is for river. But either way, just like being in the flow and
Yeah.
being with, like the other day, we saw a dolphin swimming in the marina. Earth is feeling like her best self right now. Earth is like, I'm kicking it. She's like, you know what, guys, y'all under quarantine, you're under stay-at-home orders, and I'm living my best life right now. So we all got to be like the Earth,
Yes.
and just let all of that earthy knowledge and your inner knowing and connect. If you feel drawn to feed yourself healthier foods that come straight from the earth, that's organic, eat that. Like the earth has a way of nurturing herself. I mean, we were working her. Like she was like, look.
We still are, girl. And we need to love, we need to respect everyone. If we respect Earth, imagine how we respect our friends, our family.
Yes,
What
yes.
For sure, for sure. But no, I love this. I love this. I love this opportunity that we have, this platform. Thank you so much. I'm glad.
Absolutely. Like I'm so grateful that you're choosing to be here because you can the thing is like about this abundance of time we can choose to spend our time anyway and there's no judgment. Like some of us feel like, like and again, I love when Cynthia says comparison. No, she says we're not all the same. We're just different. Nobody's better than the other. We're just different. But there's another quote that I love that says comparison is basically murdering yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Some people are using this time. So I know some people who are just getting it right now. They're out there creating, they're
Yes.
editing, they're uploading it, they're doing all this stuff. Good for them. Applaud them. Applaud them. And it's like with me, for the first time, I have a daily show that I'm doing. I'm being more connected to my all knowing more than ever. I've been doing a daily heart math meditation. That's what I needed to do for my um, soul to connect, for me to feel more connected. And I've been spending most of my time helping other people because I'm like, when I don't know what to do, my initial reaction is to go out and serve. I wake up every single morning saying, how can I serve? Like, what can I do? Teach me. What can I do? How can I give? Because it's like you can't outgive God.
No, exactly. That's right. Um, you're giving right now, Shannon. You're giving right now. It's healing. It's healing for me. I'm sure it's healing for everyone else that's watching this. Um,
Hmm.
knowing that even though we haven't met in person, guys, you have someone that's here that wants to lift you up, wants to lift themselves up. And the way I see, for example, I feel, because I look at the positive side of things,
Yes.
when I see a lot you know, of my friends and people that I don't know on, obviously posting things that I'm thinking feel amazing for them to do. I'm thinking that's what makes them, that's their high.
Yeah.
That's fine. I almost see it as it should inspire you. If
Yeah.
you see something, don't see it as a competition, because
No.
and honestly, we should
Like,
be
go ahead, girl.
ourselves. We should be trying to be better every year, or write a new goal every day. It doesn't have to be 10 goals, it could be one, work on that. But if you're feeling like, if someone out there is listening to us right now is feeling like this social media is turning into a competition, or if there is one who has that nature and is sometimes somehow sabotaging you and doing that, you know what? Switch that thinking and be like, That's inspiring. That's
Yeah.
inspiring.
Like if she could do it, I can do it. Instead of like, why she got that? Like, what she do? She works for it. It's right
Yeah,
there for you too.
or
We
has
have access to the same resources most
or
of the time.
let's be honest, has amazing credit because this is America. We can buy
Yeah,
stuff for credit. So
that part. Yeah, Americans on credit too to China. Like we all on credit. Like ain't nobody immune to that. Like I know tons of people who live a life on credit, and now many of us are. We're all.
so
So I always shuffle cards, and I just shuffled this, and then this is the first card that came up was purification. It's time for a cleansing, a detoxification of your body and mind, and it's so ironic that that's all we've been talking about this entire time. So, advising, like just spitfire advice to people: drink water. That's my spitfire advice.
yes, preach,
Drink water. Here, I'm
preach.
gonna take a sip right now. Drink
Right,
water, guys.
water, H2O, guys.
And I'm not just saying that because we were talking about the first woo woo goddess of the week, Oshun, and she's the goddess of the river. But drink water. That's important. So, any other, like, we could just keep firing what to do.
Well, guys, so apart from working on time and not rushing through your meet, um, it's like now we're in a situation where we can't give hugs. We can't do that. So, hey,
Help yourself. Oh, this
oh,
is kind of good.
hug hug yourself.
Squeeze yourself.
FaceTime. A lot of times
FaceTime.
want to text. Why don't we stop that texting and look at a smile back at someone? That could be a hug. That could,
I know for 10 weeks I've been on this heart
yeah,
math meditation call, and there's like about 25 faces on it. We meditate together every single day. And then my husband and I are convinced that when we finally meet everybody in person, they'll all be 4 feet tall. Like we haven't seen them, but we love them so much. So I understand how we only spend about an hour of them with them a day. So I'm like, I hope our energies match when we all meet. I'm just kidding. I don't have to marry them, so that's a good thing. They're just my soul family for life, and it feels so good to connect with people in that way. And to be honest, that was my answer because I am a connector. I do love um, connection, and I do love speaking to people. And this is, girl, the first few days that I did this, I was just talking to a wall. I didn't care. I was like, I don't care who's listening. I'm just going to sit here and talk because that's part of my nature is to get it out. Like as
exactly.
again, I've learned in the past few years how to receive love, how to receive compliments, how to receive energy from other people, how to receive gifts, how to receive, like yesterday, Deborah, who's on here now, I stopped by her place fully masked and fully protected, but I got a tomato tree and I got some lemons. And that felt so good. I have some fresh lemons, some fresh organic lemons, and I have a little tomato tree growing out now. So it's just like just being able to connect to the earth and just we're
Yes.
so blessed. We're so lucky. We just have to keep
Oh my God.
every single day. I encourage every single person to look for the gifts. Look for the gifts in any seeming situation. Look for the
Yes.
gift. I'm like,
And
oh, there's got to be a gift somewhere. Just like, where's my
yeah,
gift?
you know what? It's so beautiful that we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose, and we all are gifted. Everyone is gifted. I think that now we can use time, dig into yourself. You know,
Exactly.
that fear you had before, now this might have woke you up and told you, hey, take that leap out on faith. You know,
Yes.
whatever it
It's
is,
like the worst thing that
go
could have
for
ever happened has happened. The worst thing for me that I considered happening, besides to be honest, I'm one of those people who I literally do not fear death. I just look at it as an extension of life, but that's a whole nother topic. But
yeah,
one of my biggest fears was not being able to provide. And I haven't worked in 10 weeks. So for the first time, like I'm depleted. And I was like, one of my worst fears came true. And I'm still here. I'm still the love that I am. I'm still kind to everyone. I'm still generous with what I do have. So I'm like, well, I was like, so there's nothing to lose anymore. there's
exactly.
there's only things to gain. It's like, okay, I faced the darkest shadow for me. The darkest shadow is like not being able to provide because I'm a Taurian. and I love food. I love resources. I love home. So not being able to provide is like a crazy thing. And then so now that that's happened, I'm like, okay. So what was the gifts in this time that I, for the first time, instead of busting my ass and working for other people just to make that, just to get that nut, being a squirrel, getting that nut, I, for the first time, get to devote all that attention to what I'm up to. And I get to like be of service to other people by teaching them meditation, by doing Reiki healings with clients. And I've been doing, since I don't have any income, a lot of them don't have income either. So I've just been offering that as an exchange. I'm like, we'll sort it out later. I don't care. I'm like, I just want to be here for other people. And that's my, and like make, because we're all going through this. It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic. We're all going through this and we have no idea what the other side of this will look like. So while be nice to everybody, I'm saying, be kind, because you don't know what this is going to look like on the other side.
Wait, listen. To me, artists are essential.
Yeah.
Artists are essential. Artists on earth to do exactly what we're doing. No matter what way we're doing it, we have to help mankind, help humanity. You know, where everyone's always using the word war. We're at war with a virus. We're at war with this. We're at war with that. We're at war with the person on Instagram. We're at
And
war
that's usually stems from being a place of being at
with
war with yourself. You are
yourself.
at war with yourself. If you're out there trying to find fight, you are fighting with yourself because it has to start from within. I don't know any very happy, in love, excited people who are busy trying to find ways to fight with other people. So it's
Yeah,
like just don't.
no. Let's let's find that gift. If you're blessed to have an artist in your life, like Shannon, an artist like me, or an artist like your hairdresser, whoever it is that you find essential, reach out to them. Maybe they've already reached out to you because they have a large purpose. They have. No, it's
Exactly.
so blessed to be a part of this. I feel so good.
That's so good. This is so a little bit more about Coventina, which is so ironic because she may even be because in different world views, different goddesses and deities are almost they become. It's almost like they become. I'm not going to think of the right word for it, but they're very similar to each other. But I'm looking for incarnations. I should say that's a better word. So I honestly believe after when I learned more about the different goddesses and deities from different worldviews, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so much like Oshun. Like for example, Coventina, and it's like your body is being clogged with the overuse of harsh chemicals and the offending sources within your psyche. You've been ignoring your body's many signals and screams for relief for the steady ingestions of impurities. Perhaps you've also noticed a slump in your energy. Never mind these past effects, though, as a solution is at hand right now. Now that you've heard this message, do not hesitate for a moment to make new arrangements. You'll want to keep a sharp focus on the contents of your mind and speech as well. For the words you think and speak are the very diet that supports you. Choose purity, and I promise you a change outlook for the better. So it's like this goddess, this deity is all about following your intuition's guidance about making lifestyle changes.
Mm.
Stay off of drugs and alcohol for just even a minute. Avoid processed foods and eat like sugar, white flour, and so on. Eat more organic. Keep your thoughts and speech positive, and then have a vegan or vegetarian diet and go on a fast or a detox. So Coventina, she's just like Oshun is the Yoruba um, that comes from Nigeria and then straight down to all the Caribbeans, especially Cuba. Like they love her a lot,
We
but
love,
Cuba
yes,
loves her a lot, but Coventina is a Celtic god, or Celtic. I never say that right. Celtic goddess of waters, including the oceans, lakes, streams, and ponds. So it's so funny how they every worldview has different incarnations of the same thing. I honestly believe that the more and more we understand each other, the more and more that we realize how much more alike we are, and it's just like finding um, notice that we're all different. Like Cynthia, I keep quoting Cynthia because you're one of her dear friends, and so am I. Um, we're no one's better than the other. So Coventina isn't better than Oshun. Like they're both beautiful in their own way, and they represent purity.
yes. This represents a way of life. This represents a way that you can empower yourself and know that there's always someone protecting you, whether it's your angels, whether it's your tune, whether it's always some force that's with you. Because sometimes we feel lonely, sometimes we feel alone, sometimes we feel down. We're all human. We all feel that. But if you look within yourself, there's much stronger in you. You know,
Yes.
there's something that can help, and the way that has helped me, guys, is beauty. Beauty, it's helped
Beauty.
when I help someone, tips, help them feel good, improve, see results. It's almost like heals me. It heals me.
Yes. And I feel differently. To be honest, I'm very feminine in that way. And I didn't realize how divinely feminine I was until we're in COVID-19, and I still have to look fly when I go for my walk. I'm like, you know what? I'm still gonna be fly. I don't care what y'all doing or what's happening under this mask. You will see some island. I love looking beautiful. I still take hot water baths. Again, like the flight attendant, they have to put their mask on first before they help you. We have to do that for ourselves as well. Now, I'm not saying some people don't like wearing makeup. That's fine. But
Yes.
what is it that makes you feel good? Is it putting on that good lotion? Is that rubbing like a certain scent? Just
Yes.
anything that embodies feeling good for you. And Deborah just mentioned that the card Coventina. Can you expand a little bit more, Deborah? You said that the card Mother Earth pulled be all of this. Yes, Mother Earth is all of this. Mother Earth has been we're we're taking care of her right now, and she is taking care of herself. She's just like I look at her as a black mother. Like, girl, y'all go on down there and just have a timeout. Like, I need a minute. And she's like, Mother Earth is taking her bath, and she's like, she's living her best life right now.
Amen. You know what? Listen, guys, this is the time to really connect. I mean, open your window, feel the breeze, buy a plant, watch her grow. Watch her
Be
grow.
very kind to your neighbor. I'm
Yeah,
speaking to neighbors on our walks that we've never spoken to before. One
yeah.
plays music. He strums from his guitar. And last night when we were coming back from our walk, we just said, "We love the music, man. Thank you so much." Because it brings peace. I'm like, we have like a little peaceful concert every single day. And the squirrels, right before I got on, my husband gave a squirrel, he handed a squirrel a nut. And the squirrel just took it. They're friends though. I know. See, that's how I'm so grateful. Again, Oshun is the guide that helped me find my partner because she's the goddess of love and beauty, fertility. She helps you find if you're having trouble with love. You just on my altar, I wrote every single thing that I wanted in a man, and be careful what you ask for because you'll get it. 'Cause I got a gentle soul. And I said a man who is lives from his heart and gives from his heart, and that's exactly what he does. So whenever he's doing things that are like, I'm like, baby, we ain't got money for that, and I'm like, that's who you married. You married this incredible being who wants to share and wants to be of love. So it's like that's all we know, and it's so it's like that's why I say be careful what you ask for because you'll get it.
Right. That's right. You ask for a queendom, and you're gonna get it, queen.
I have a queen, and you got to be ready to receive.
That's
Be
right.
ready to
Ready.
receive. So like especially while I'm
Love,
going through COVID,
like you were saying, self love first. You
self
found
first,
love first, and you attract it. It's like a magnet. It's a magnet.
instantaneous. It's amazing. So okay, so it's like she pulled that card and now she's acting on her own behalf. Yes, I love it. That's what she meant. She meant that we pulled a card from Mother Earth and she pulled her own damn card and she's acting like it.
Right.
She's just like she's like quaking. Every time there's an earthquake, I'm like, oh, that's just Mother Earth twerking. She's fine. It's all good. We're okay. Just ask her not to twerk too hard. We
Yeah,
still want to be
ask her
here.
or sneezing or something.
You're right. That's true. She could be sneezing. She's like, I need a minute. Either way, she's living her best life. Jainie, that's we're coming to a close now. But I'm so grateful and so thankful to have you on here. I'm going to make sure I include your website and how people can be in touch with you. Thank you so much for being a part of my first Woo Woo Wednesday. where I get to just be. Y'all be like, where's Shannon doing? What is Shannon doing right now? Now I've talked about Oshun, one of my guides. I'm gonna go get real woo woo on you guys. Understand that it's about to get even more woo woo than this. But
Yeah.
Jainie, please let us know where we can find you. I'll put all your contact
Oh,
information.
I'm so happy to tell you guys. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Yelp, I'm on Google. My salon is called Hair Salon. Um, Again, it's LeMode, LeModeHair Salon. Same as my Instagram. You can look us up, and we now have when once we open back up in Los Angeles. My salon is in Tarzana, California, and we now have a braider as well. And
Wow.
so yeah, we specialize in braiding, hair coloring, haircuts, hair extensions, um, makeup, pretty much everything. So
I can't not wait
yeah,
until everything opens back up,
oh
and
yeah,
I'll see you on a different capacity. And
yeah,
I'm looking forward. Like I just keep picturing red carpet moments,
yeah.
like and my husband getting groomed because he's gonna be. I can't wait to see us. And then I'll be like, Jainie, we
Well,
need to make an appointment with somebody at your salon or
yeah.
you even.
And the best thing about it, guys, it's a private salon, so it's limits just one-on-one interaction. So we will be following all the wearing our mask. We'll have masks for our customers. And it's like I said, it's a private suite. So you don't have to worry about an overpopulated place, just one on one. So, yeah.
Wow, Janie, you have been wonderful. I so appreciate you being on here, and hopefully you'll come back in a few weeks to visit us again.
Ah,
And this has been great. Thank you so much for being on Woo Woo Wednesday on a At Home with Shannon Bobo show. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being on here. Bye.
bye.